හැමෝටම සුබ සන්දාවක් ආයුබෝවන්. හරියටම වෙලාව පස්වරු 2:20 මිනිත්තු 20යි. සෝදනම් වෙනවා Good News Radio මැදදී අපි ආරම්භ කරන්න Good Volunteer segment එක. ඉතින් වෙනදට මේ segment එකේ මගෙන් පස්සේ කතා කරන්නේ සශිකලා. ඉතින් සශිකලා අද ඉන්නවා. හැබැයි සශිකලා වෙන කෙනෙකුට අද segment එක පටන් ගන්න දෙන්න හදන්නේ. ඒ වගේම මේ Good Volunteer segment එකට ඔයාලා දන්නවා සහභාගී වෙන්නේ Foundation of Goodness සීනිකම අති විශිෂ්ට මධ්‍යස්ථානය බලන්න සහ එහි ස්වේච්ඡාවෙන් වැඩ කරන ඒ පිරිස් තමයි අපි මේ Good Volunteer segment එකට සම්බන්ධ කරගන්නේ. ඉතින් මේකට අනිවාර්යයෙන්ම සහභාගී වෙනවා අපේ ගුණජය සතුට පදනමේ නිර්මාතෘතුමා සභාපතිතුමා කුෂිල් ගුණසේකර මහත්මයා. එතුමාත් මැදිරියට මේ වෙලාවේදී ඇවිත් ඉන්නවා. ඒ වගේම අපේ විශේෂ ස්වේච්ඡා අමුත්‍යත් මැදිරියට ඇවිත් ඉන්නේ මේ වෙලාවේ. එහෙනම් වසන්ත සෝදානම් වෙලා ඉන්න Good Volunteer segment එක ආරම්භ කරන්න. වසන්ත ඔබටයි මේ අවස්ථාව.
Welcome everybody to the Good Volunteer segment, and just as usual today we have an amazing volunteer with us in the studio. So let's start the Good Volunteer segment.
Thank you, Asanda. A warm welcome to all of you who are tuning in. So you were just listening to one of our up-and-coming radio hosts who's been trained here at this very studio by Vishmi and everyone else who has been volunteering at the Good News Radio. So, Saturday the 16th of May, the time right now is 2:22 p.m. So just like every Saturday, we are here at the Good News Radio bringing you the best of everything, the good that is there out in the world. So we are coming to you live from the Foundation of Goodness's Sinigama Center of Excellence, and I think the weather today is very lovely, and compared to the heat strokes we've been having the past few weeks, it's been a very rainy day but also a bit of sun right now. So overall a lovely weather compared to the last few weeks. And what better way to start the Good Volunteer segment, and we have a great volunteer here today that we are going to speak to, and of course we have the founder of the Foundation of Goodness, Kushil Gunasekara, as well. Kushil, over to you to start off.
Hi Sashikala, good to see you again, and also Vishmi and Osanda, and we have another new girl who has joined us. I forgot her name. Uvini, yeah. Welcome Uvini to our Good News Radio segment, and I'm sure you will be, in time to come, like Vishmi and Osunda, will be a very good compere. So, thank you. And like you said, Sashikala, it's been Saturdays are always a marathon run, for me in particular, with so many visitors and so many meetings and, beneficiary engagements, and, it's been amazing. But, I know you talked about the weather. Weather is like that. So it also teaches us how to be equanimous, rain or shine. These things happen. But I know from what we experienced in Colombo, just the 2 days before, was massive rain, and the downpouring was unbelievable. But that's the way life is, that's how nature has its way of working. But I must say, when I was coming back last night, it didn't really rain. And also, only thing last night, I think around 11:30, there was a downpour, but I don't know how long it lasted because I fell asleep nicely. And then, so today we have Ines Ivy with us from England, and she's done some volunteering over this week. She actually happens to be also a close family friend of someone whom I know very, very closely, Harin D.S. Vijaratna. He calls himself Amendra, but I've known him as Harin, so I told him I'm not going to change. I'm going to only address you as Harin. Don't tell me halfway to change names. So, I think he's taken his middle name front. So, but, his father, Ines, his father and he have been great friends in Bahrain. So, the day I met him for dinner on Tuesday was the day that she started to volunteer here that week. And then, he was like, giving a lot of super characteristics of Ines, and it was great that he's the one who actually recommended Ines to come here. So in that context, we are very lucky to have her. She's also traveling around Sri Lanka, and in the meantime to get a chance to volunteer, which we can ask her what her experience was at the Foundation of Goodness. But as I always say, what you've done in terms of your kindness, in terms of your compassion, kindness is so beautiful, so fashionable, always lifts the spirit of others, and can do things and open doors that are locked. So compassionately what you've done is something that, especially unasked, doing something is always a superior deed. Everyone can oblige when you ask, but if you take this forward unasked, like Sashikala, I always never forget, because gratitude is the best attitude. Yes. And she's done like 3 years of volunteering on a Saturday, but when the time is up, she wants to run faster than she came in, but that's fine. At least I'm looking at the positive side where I need to have a go at her as well, but but she's done some amazing work. So, but today, her beloved husband is also waiting outside. They're all on a trip to Unawatuna to have a good time in the next, today and tomorrow. Today and tomorrow. But wishing you the very best, because I think the sun is out, so you'll have a good time in the ocean. Yes, I know, again, we want to thank you profusely, sincerely, for all that you've done to come here and elevate the standards of rural disadvantaged communities who are actually coming here to excel or make better progress, and we salute you and applaud you for doing that. And we have loads of volunteers who come here, at least 75 to 100 every year individually, but also we have many groups. For example, cricket groups or netball groups from England. We always have from Australia as well, about 50 annually, but after COVID-19 it dropped a bit, but we are caught up again around 40 or so. So it's truly amazing. And collectively, if you look at from the time that the Surrey County Cricket Club granted us this, Sinegama Surrey Oval, and then MCC at Lords gave us another ground at Hikkadua for the other school, Sri Sumangala College in Hikkadu, which is doing really well in cricket now because they got the facilities. So it's been, a journey that 255 English schools have come so far to visit our foundation and travel around and all of that. So we're very fortunate to have you as well as another volunteer. We appreciate your precious time. I know when you go and look back in time to rejoice greatly when you see what you will receive today before you go. Keep it by the side of your bed, and even if you have not a great day, have a look at that and console yourself to know that you've done something really productive, tangible, and immensely valuable. Mm-hmm. So we thank you. And also the time, as I said, always the time given, you cannot relive. I mean, everything else, like, let's say, wealth or your resources or any other resources, knowledge, everything we can get back. Mm-hmm. But not the time you actually parted here for the good of others. So when you do good for others, you will experience good for yourself. Yeah. So I want to really, really thank you for being here. I know you would have done something amazingly unique and great. I know you probably sacrificed some other areas for an important cause that she thought is in line with Sashikala's work plan here. So really, I mean, the beauty of life depends on how happy others are because of us, which you have exhibited, and also doing something for those who cannot repay the favor. Yeah. As I always say, is something truly phenomenal in terms of your nature and character. So we want to thank you profusely from the Foundation of Goodness, and we want to hear from you, how you came to being as a volunteer, then what you did, what you wanted to do, because there's a process involved. You went through all that, and of course you're leaving today,
Yes.
but you've still had an experience of 4 days of top volunteering. So over to you. Thank you.
Yeah, so Harren recommended this charity to me, and he's mentioned it for a few years now through my father, and I was very lucky that I'm privileged to have the time to be able to come to Sri Lanka and come and volunteer. And it's just been a massive privilege to get to know a smaller and more, I don't know, I mean, I've enjoyed being in Colombo, but it's nice to actually feel like I'm helping and supporting people. I mean, I thought I would want to do more volunteering linked to my degree, which is photography, but I've actually ended up really enjoying teaching the kids English, because I can see firsthand how that is actually helping, and especially when you see the same class every single day, and you start to form a bond with them, and I've really enjoyed that the most, to be honest. I mean, it's amazing the work that is being done, and I mean, seeing the passion of the students too, how much they really want to learn, is a massive privilege. It's really sweet, and almost becoming friends with them is really lovely. Like, I mean, some of them have wanted my Instagrams, and it's kind of sweet to also feel like I might keep in touch with some of these kids, which is very sweet. But yeah, I mean, preschool I've really enjoyed too, and I've helped out with a few different sports, so it was quite nice for me to go back to kind of what I used to do in school and do netball and help out there. I'm trying to think what else to say. I don't know.
So, what has been your favorite part about volunteering here so far?
Just making a difference to the kids and like helping them and making them happy. I mean, that's the most important part to me, like feeling like I actually am supporting them or making a difference in some way. Because I have tried to do some of the women's empowerment and stuff, but it's difficult when there is a bit more of a language barrier in those classes, so that's why English for me is a lot more easier in terms of actually being able to feel like I am making an impact in some way.
And so this is your first time in Sri Lanka, you
Yes.
said, and then this is of course then your first time at the foundation and in Sinigama.
Yes.
So, and you're from England, so how has that transition been? What do you think about this community, the village area, the rural Sri Lanka?
It's beautiful. I like a kind of slower paced life like this, and I think I always admire people who live in, I guess, more simpler ways, because I think that's coming from a big city like London, I generally think living simply, you're more happy and you appreciate things a lot more, and by being in somewhere that's a little bit more slower paced, like I definitely, again, kind of myself appreciate the little things more. The hospitality of Sri Lankans, I think, is for me what I've noticed the most and appreciated the most since being here. Yeah, I mean, that's what I love. It's not as big of a shock for me, because I guess I was quite lucky to have travelled a bit before. But yeah, I think the kindness of Sri Lankans has been a real pleasure.
And would love to hear your thoughts on the Foundation of Goodness and your experience with the foundation.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really impressed by all the work that's done here. I think I wasn't expecting quite how much and in all these different ways that there are classes and support available. I mean, obviously I looked on the website and stuff, but there was even things that when I came here and did the tour that I discovered myself that wasn't quite as obvious on the website. So it's just amazing, and like seeing as well, like some of like the success stories that have come out. It's amazing work done. I feel very privileged to be a part of this.
Yeah, so Ines, I think since you kind of experienced this kind of program of volunteering and giving your time and expertise to those who can actually take it to another level by way of your, advocacy and, interaction to help them out. But if you have a chance again, would you come out to Sri Lanka and then to volunteer at the Foundation of Goodness as well?
Yes, I'd say so. Yeah, it would be lovely to maybe come back and see some of the people, especially like with the English class. Like I'm saying, I almost feel like I've formed a bond with them that it'd be a joy to come back and see like their improvements and like how they are. Then like that would be the most important thing for me, I find.
Yeah, I think, as all volunteers do, firstly, you help people and then society, and then secondly, you increase your self-worth to have also a positive outlook in your life. Mm-hmm. And I'm sure you did what I'm always professing, the 10 most powerful 2-letter words. If it is to be, it is up to me. So I'm sure you applied that as well, and the results of value addition that you've created for these kids are also phenomenal. And so really thankful to everything that you've done, and we wish you a very, very blessed career ahead, and to experience more good fortune and many, many blessings to you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you very much for the incredible work, and choosing to volunteer itself, I think, is a large first step. Not everyone does that. Some people don't have the means to do that, and even some people, when they do have the means, it's just not for everyone. So having the means to do that is an absolute privilege, I must say, because not everyone can afford to, right? So I think we're very blessed in that sense to have the means to do that, and also choosing to do that is a choice. So thank you very much for choosing to volunteer. Hope that you can go back and spread the word about volunteering wherever that is. Can be the foundation, hopefully, with your friends and family, but wherever that is, volunteering is, as Kushal says, priceless. And if you can spread the word, I think that would be the biggest gift. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah, I have a question for you.
Yes.
You said you will also travel around Sri Lanka.
Mm-hmm.
So where are you planning to travel?
So I've already been to Colombo, and I've travelled as well to Sigiriya. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. And I've also been to Yala, and I will now go to Ella, and then Aragon Bay. But I'm going to try and tick off as many places as I can, so definitely as well go to Kandy and Norelia, and see what else I can fit in.
That's lovely. Wishing you safe travels around the country, and Sri Lanka is a beautiful place. That's what everyone else who visits here says. So do enjoy Sri Lanka, and hope to see you again very soon.
Thank you so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, with that we come to the end of the Good Volunteer segment, but do stay tuned because we will be here till 5 p.m. at the Good News Radio. So thank you to Kushil as well for hosting this session, and thank you to Osandal for starting this session and asking the last question as well. So we will be right back after this